All right, hi, my name is Maya Shehab.
I'm Jordan Enslin.
I'm Si-Hyun Lee.
And we were tasked with placing a retail warehouse site located in Danville, Virginia. We worked with Dewberry with Brian Bradner and Mark Talbert. So this is just the general overview that's going to kind of help you guys understand how we came up with our final design for the project. Our goal was to place a 136,000 square foot retail warehouse onto a 19.12 acre site. We wanted to make it aesthetically pleasing as well as flow in with the traffic that comes off of a major highway located around it. And we also needed to follow ordinances, zoning ordinances, comprehensive plan, as well as specific things that the owner required from us. So it's located in Danville, Virginia. It's a corner lot that is bordered by a highway type road, Bodman Boulevard, but it's also bordered by Bradner Drive and a row of houses called along Wolfpack Avenue. It's an undeveloped site currently, so we don't see any harm, or we don't have any potential demolitions that we perceive. But the issue on the site is that there are extreme slopes that range from very flat, considered to be 0 to 2%, all the way to extremely steep for greater than 15%. It's located in the HRC district, also known as the Highway Retail Commercial District. The purpose of this is to provide businesses and commercials with land that they can use. However, it is trying to limit strip development. It's meant for businesses with a less than 60,000 square foot floor area. However, as I said, this is a 136,000 square foot building, so we will require a special use permit, which we did look up, and it says that single use or single retails are allowed to have greater than, as long as we do get this special use permit.
On the existing conditions, there is one access point from Bodman Boulevard, which is about 36 feet wide. The utilities that are present are located on the east and west side of the site. Shown here, there's a 12-inch water line, an 8-inch sewer line, and a natural gas line that we will connect to. No environmental issues are located on site. There's no bodies of water or wetlands. These were our two conceptual layouts. Layout 1, the goal was to provide an aesthetically pleasing design. This was done by putting the front of the building facing the main road. Also, the building will be placed on a local high point. However, this will require a lot of grading. So the goal of Layout 2 was to provide a design that would limit the grading requirements by having the building on the existing high point. Unfortunately, that would make the back of the building face the main road, which isn't desirable for businesses. The final layout we went with was Layout 1 because of the aesthetically pleasing design. There's a lot of room for the trucks to get to the docking site, which is right there. There's 2 access points into the parking lot for the cars. There's also ample amounts of parking. There's 553 general spots, 14 handicap spots, and 10 cart corrals, which met all the requirements. So the grading for the site, the building was placed on a local high point at 534 feet high. However, the overall high point remained towards the north part of the site. This was because grading this section would be too much money. So we left that the grading how it was. ADA spots were graded to 2% in any direction. Other spots were graded to a maximum of 5% in any direction, like the zoning requirements specified. The green space was graded to a 3-to-1 slope or less. Where it couldn't be met, we had to replace 2 retaining walls shown here. These are towards the bottom of the site, or towards the south end of the site and the west-east end of the site. And then the entrance road was graded to a 10% slope, which was the maximum, but that was just because we had to ensure that we connected to the elevation points at Bodman Boulevard, and our slope was a little higher than we needed it to be. So that is 10% slope.
A detention pond was placed in the southern corner of the site. Inlets were used to convey the stormwater into the detention pond, and stormwater inlets were placed in the areas throughout the site where the water appeared to be collecting at a certain location. Total of 11 inlets were placed on our site, and the red lines show the drainage area of each inlet. Using the TR55 methods, it was determined that our pond size would have to be 24,605 cubic feet. This was calculated using the hydrograph shown in the presentation. The dark blue line indicates the water pipe system used in the project. Using the drainage area for each inlet, we were able to calculate the flow per area, and we used rational methods to calculate the pipe diameters. It was calculated that the pipe diameters would range from 12 inches to 30 inches. The sanitary sewer lines are the green lines indicated here. The water pipes are the blue lines. The sizing of the water pipes were done through the information given from the building plans, and it came out to be, and there were 2 locations of the water entry, and the domestic water entry required 4-inch pipe diameters, and fire line required 10-inch diameter. The fire flow requirement for the building was given to be 2,000 gallons per minute. Using this information in the Virginia statewide fire prevention code, the minimum amount of fire hydrants needed was 2, with a maximum spacing of 450 feet. We provided 3 fire hydrants surrounding the building. The 2 water lines were set up parallel to each other and were set 5 feet apart from each other, and were connected at the vault right there. Setting the lines together close to each other made us only dig up 1 ditch and connect and install them both at the same time. Where the water line crossed the sanitary sewer line, we made sure that the water line was at least 18 inches above the sanitary sewer lines. The sanitary sewer line is the green line indicated in the picture here. It was determined that the sewer flow for a 136,000 square feet building would be 40,800 gallons per day. Assuming full flow, this value was doubled and came out to be 81,600 gallons per day. It was determined that 2-inch sanitary pipe size would be needed. However, according to Dewberry standards, minimum sanitary sewer pipes were 6 inches, and that's what we used for our project site. Manholes were placed at directional changes, intersection of 2 sanitary sewers, and when the pipeline exceeded 400 feet.
So for phase 1, we determined that a majority of our problems would come strictly from pollution. As I said, this was an undeveloped site. So we placed a silt fence around a majority of the property, however not all of it, as some of it was, as we said, high points that would not run off the property. We placed a temporary diversion dike that runs from the northernmost of the property to the sediment basin down here in order to ensure that anything that was more flowing over towards Bradner Drive could kind of be re-diverted over to the sediment basin. We placed a construction entrance at the existing entrance onto the site. We also placed 4 sediment traps along the southern portion over here to ensure that anything that was flowing off would be protected, and 4 inlet protection to ensure the existing infrastructure was protected, as well as the sediment basin towards the bottom. The second phase, we placed 11 added inlet protection, as well as keeping everything other than the temporary diversion dike. We also added a temporary slope drain coupled with the outlet protection to ensure that everything was flowing to the sediment basin correctly, and permanent seeding where the site would be finished grading at that point. It's determined that the sediment basin would be dredged and turned into that sediment pond at the end. This is the final design, just to show you guys. It came out to be just under $9.6 million. Everything, we have a lot of green space, landscaping to keep in with the HRC district codes. We wanted to quickly say a big thank you to Brian Bradner and Mark Talbert for all their help on this presentation. Any questions? Yes?
The two of the fire hydrants appear to be pretty close to the building. Are there any setbacks away from the building for placing those hydrants?
We didn't find any, but I think we were just more going off the distance, and we tried to connect them right with the fire lines. But we did it based on all the ordinances that we found for Danville, so we didn't see anything about a setback.
Mark, any comment on that?
I had actually a question on the stormwater pond.
I don't know where that was. Somewhere, but yes.
You didn't mention, and that it was on the visual, I didn't notice. Any thought given to how the pond is empty or where the outflow is
Outflow from the pond?
from the pond?
I think that when we were determining it, it would never have reached full capacity because we made it so large. Did we? I think
We're just gonna have the pond never be at full flow. It's way bigger than it needs to be. In the future, I guess there is an existing stormwater right next to it that it could be drained into towards the left of the pond by the access point.
there's like right down here, there was like existing stormwater like infrastructure that it said we could tie into, I believe.
All right, thank you guys. Appreciate it.